time, your gateway to the world. AFR! American Freedom Radio. Give it to them.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
As Iraq veterans against the war, we are resisting an occupation we once risked our lives for. We swore to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, but we found out the hard way that the greatest enemies of the Constitution are not to be found in the sands of some far-off land, but rather right here at home. I was born on planet Earth.
February 27, 1933. At 9:27 p.m., a massive fire erupts inside the Reichstag, Germany's House of Parliament. Marinus van der Lubbe, a 24-year-old half-blind Dutch communist, is found half-naked behind the building and arrested on sight. After an interrogation and trial, Marinus is beheaded 3 days before his 25th birthday. Historians argue that Gestapo police entered the Reichstag through an underground tunnel and soaked the building with chemicals and gasoline, with Marinus van der Lubbe arriving later to start the fire with his shirt. Later that evening, Adolf Hitler and Hermann Göring meet in front of the flaming debris to round up a list of communists and execute them that same night. The next day, Hitler passed the Reichstag fire decree, which suspended most civil liberties and banned publications considered unfriendly to the Nazi cause. Hitler then takes Nazi control of the German parliament, passes the Enabling Acts, and begins his invasion of neighboring countries, starting with Poland. September 11th, 1941. Ground is broken at the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia, and construction begins. December 7th, 1941. The Imperial Japanese Navy attacks the Pacific Fleet of the United States Navy at Pearl Harbor in Oahu, Hawaii. 2,403 Americans are killed, and an additional 1,178 are wounded. Although Roosevelt received multiple warnings indicating that an attack was imminent, he withholds this information and informs his commanders that negotiations with Japan are underway.
The Pearl Harbor Investigating Committee hears the testimony of Admiral Kimmel, who was Navy head at Pearl Harbor at the time of the Jap sneak attack.
We needed one thing. That vital need was the information available in Washington from the intercepted dispatches, which told when and where Japan would probably strike. I did not get this information.
A number of government investigations concluded that there was considerable foreknowledge of the Japanese plans. Roosevelt declares December 7th an unprovoked and dastardly attack, an act of war between the United States and Japanese Empire, and asks for carte blanche to enter World War II.
Well, that right there, a clip from Loose Change 9/11, an American coup. We had a couple of them we're going to play for you today, folks. Excellent stuff. Really, they outdid themselves on that. And, of course, Daniel Sunjata narrating that in a very calm, cool, professional, collected manner. I think that's really going to help this film cross over. The film at Walmart now, Blockbuster, being distributed to all major chains of operation for film viewers out there. No, I didn't get a major film release, though it should have. That's where you come in. You have these film festivals at every town you're in. Speaking of which, there is a Ron Paul documentary being shown tonight. Now, I haven't seen this yet. A documentary about Ron Paul showing tonight at the Avon Theater. That is on Thayer Street in Providence, Rhode Island, at about 6:30 tonight. This event being put on by some friends of ours. They've leased this theater. This is a big underground theater. art house theater right across the street from Brown University. Really get the word out. If you're anywhere near Rhode Island, that means you could drive down from Boston in 45 minutes, or, you can drive over from Connecticut very quick as well. Get over to Providence to Thayer Street, the Avon Theater there. They're going to be showing a documentary about Ron Paul. I'm going to look into this. I haven't even heard of this yet, and they're already showing it. They spent a lot of money to lease that theater, so I hope everybody gets out and supports that. And as always, say hi to my good friends in Rhode Island who are still great activists. In that last clip, you heard kind of the build-up to what a coup is, what false flag terrorism is, using the Reichstag, or even the events of Pearl Harbor to lay the groundwork for what later will be put out regarding 9/11 in this great film. And the similarities are absolutely stupendous. You've got the generals, Hitler and his generals, standing in front of the Reichstag, literally as it's burning, talking about who they're going to be rounding up, how they're going to use this, how they're going to put together a Patriot Act, an enabling act, and they're going right to war. And this really is very similar to Donald Rumsfeld, as we talked about. This is revealed in FOIA documents. Is talking to, I believe, Steve Camboni, his aide, his assistant. And this is a message directly to General Myers, a Joint Chiefs of Staff. Sweep it all up. He's standing in front of the Reichstag, the Pentagon. It's still burning. I mean, bodies are still being taken away from it, allegedly. And he says, sweep it all up. Go massive. Blame this on Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden, whether it's real or not. I mean, they had already decided that was going to be the case. I mean, how did they manage to all get together and figure out who the enemy was and how it was all going to work before it actually even happened? Which is exactly what we know now. How did they have the Patriot Act, the Enabling Act, almost completely written and on the desk, ready to sign, that no one was allowed to read in Congress, Ron Paul is one of the many witnesses, before it actually happened? And of course, I had a great opportunity, and you guys can listen to this if you go to AmericanFreedomRadio.com, the interview that I did with India and Asia, who will be a new host here at this network, with Yuki Fujita, the Japanese senator. They call him counselors over there. I got a chance to ask him about Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, Dylan.
This is one of the leaders of the Japanese government. I'm asking about Pearl Harbor, and he basically tells me it's lie-hop. Might have been worse. Might have been worse. But, what difference does it make? They let it happen on purpose. They instigated it. They pushed Japan through massive, crippling sanctions, goading them into war where they had absolutely no choice, and the only thing that would work, a surprise attack against the great United States of America. They saw the attack coming. They looked the other way, and immediately all the instruments are in place to go have World War II. Which put us even more in debt to the bankers. I hear we have Dylan, but then do we still have him, or did we just lose him?
We just lost him.
We just lost him. Let me play another quick clip if I could.